Hi guys, I'm Cameron Dermody and I help employed salons grow to six-figure profits. And what I'm going to be talking to you about today is a recognised problem in the industry at the moment. How do we get more staff behind chairs? So generally, salon owners I speak to have one of two main issues. One, they can't get enough clients in the chairs. Or two, they can't get enough staff behind the chairs to service the clients. So the first thing I'm going to invite you to look at and recognise is, why am I recruiting right now? If you are just scared that you're not going to be able to find anyone, or you're currently not running at profit, now is not the time for you to recruit. You need to make sure your existing team are all profitable before you go and replicate that. Otherwise, we're just going to be replicating a broken system that doesn't work for your salon. So now we've got that out of the way, let's look at how we're actually going to get more staff behind chairs, people who want to work for you, people who value the company, and people who it's a win for all sides. It's a win for the clients, it's a win for the staff member, and it's a win for the business. That's how we know we've made a great decision. So first of all, we need to have a look at who are we trying to recruit. So this could be a senior. This is always going to be harder, full transparency, or it could be a junior. Now, there are pros and cons to both. My preference, I do both and in my salon, but I prefer to take on junior stylists, train them up on how we like things done, and watch them flourish. One, they stay for you, with you, on average, twice as long as a senior stylist. And also, there's physically more of them out there, which are a better part of my culture. So we need to get really clear on what this looks like. And I'm not just talking senior, junior. We need to know if they're part-time / full-time. What do they specialize in, if anything? What are their career goals? What does that look like? We want to get super clear on who it is we actually want working for us. Almost build up an ideal staff member avatar, if you will. If you're not quite sure on what that looks like, I'd look at your two top performers in your business right now and probably draw off some qualities that they both share. So what do these people actually want from a job opportunity? A massive complaint I get is, I can't find any staff to work for me, which I completely get it. There is a shortage at the moment. But if you're offering a minimum wage package with crap hours, and they have to work all the way up until Christmas Eve every year, and they can never have a Saturday off, people aren't going to want to work for that. There are better opportunities out there. You've got to give some of what they want that also works for the business. So this could be weekend flexibility. Particularly if you wanted a senior, maybe they're a parent, maybe they've got kids, they're going to want a bit more flexibility there. If you're looking for a junior member of staff, this could be training. They often want to progress quicker, they want to get on the floor quicker, so let them and help them get to that standard that you need in your salon quicker. So one of the ones we do in our salon is, you'll be shop floor ready in 12 months. If they put in the work. It's from both sides. We give them all the tools. It's up to them to implement it. But this has worked with lots of our members of staff. We get them on the shop floor quicker than anyone else in the area. What education opportunities do you have? What future opportunities do you have? Why would a senior want to come and work for you? Are they just going to come in at the top level and that's where they're going to stay? Or are there other promotions that they can hit? How can they earn more money? How can they get more job satisfaction? What does that look like for them? You then want to draw from all of this, once we've got clear on who we want, who we are. You then want to draw from all of this, once we've got clear on who we're targeting and what they want, we then need to design our package. So this includes salary, benefits, progression, and also, why do I want to work for you as a company? What is great about you? One of the ones that we put in all of our recruitment adverts is, I will admit, I think I throw the best Christmas parties ever. I take all of my team away, normally cost me £3,000-4,000 a year. It's money that I put aside for that. But actually, it's a massive thing that my team really enjoy about working here, is that we're really well connected. We do lots of company events. That's one thing that my staff really like about working for me. So I'm going to make sure I tell the whole world about that. We've got clear on all this. We've got an undeniable package. So when the right candidate comes through, it's going to be a no-brainer for them to want to work for you. So the last thing we need to look at is, how do we get more leads in? And this is where a lot of people also struggle. So if you've got all of this correct, then we've got a lead issue if you're not getting the right people to work for you. And we just simply need to work backwards. So I would always start with, how many people do we want out of this? So this is jobs, for example. How many people do we want to give a job to? So say, for example, if the goal is 2. Great. What's the next step before this? Might be a trade test. We'll just name that TT for now. So say, for example, and if you don't know the exact numbers, it's fine, but guessing is better than having no numbers at all. We need to trade test 4 people to get 2 people who are successful, for example. What's the next logical step before that? It could be an interview, or it could be, some people call this a meet and greet, for example. How many people do we need to interview to then ask 4 people to a trade test? So this could be 6, for example. Once we've done that, what's the next logical step before that? That could just be as simple as apply. And how clear is that? Where do I apply? Do you have a page on your website? Is it linked in your Instagram bio? Is it clear on Indeed? Like, where do I actually apply to work for you? If you're just sitting there with fingers crossed, hoping that someone's going to email you, that is not a strategy. That is just hope. And then it's all about, how do we get more people into here? So the rest of the funnel is all set up. So what does this look like? And this could be job sites, social media. It could be a window, poster, display, especially if you're in a town centre area, like make sure you're using your shop front to advertise jobs that you've got. One that we've used is referrals. So all of our team are super aware that when we're looking for someone, if we get a referral from them and they make it past their 6-month probation, we'll do all sorts of things, whether that's a £500 bonus, sending them away, maybe to Spain for the weekend, or everything paid. That to me is worth it, especially if they're referred, because they're a great employee and they've generally got great values like our current team and our current employees. Excuse me. Hopefully, by the end of this video, you've got clarity on who you're trying to recruit, what they want. You're building an undeniable package with all the features and benefits that your company offers. If you're not offering many, maybe it's time to have a revisit of that and how you can be more desirable to work for. These don't have to be financial based. So if you're thinking, I can't afford that, I can't take my team away, that's fine. Offer them something else that doesn't cost you money. And then we need to draw out a simple funnel. Now you might say, this is really simple, but we're not getting any more people in here. But once you've drawn this out, it's really simple of, how do we get more traction here? How do we get more people to apply? So I know that I need 20 people to apply for 6 of them to have an interview. So the question is, how do I go all in on getting 20 people to apply for the job? This is all from me. Hope this helped. If you want to know more, download the guide from the link in our bio on how I grew my salon to 6-figure profits.